Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are and when you are viewing this. Thank you for joining me on this chilly, clear Saturday in my part of the world. I'm Casey Durango of Go Keto with Casey, where I talk about how I lost 97.4 pounds after starting the ketogenic protocol and how you may be able to lose weight, improve your health, and regain control of your life, like I did. And this is our third, I think, Saturday live stream originating here on Crowdcast. And I hope you guys are liking it. It has some advantages. So I'm just going to jump right on in. Today's topic, as the thumbnail read, keto and wrinkles in skin. Oh my. And why that topic? Because a lot of people are concerned about it. Men, women, younger, older, some people have been told explicitly. Even one person I heard from was told by their mother, "You don't want to lose weight, you'll get wrinkles." Mm. Actually, it doesn't necessarily need to go together. You know what else you don't want to do if you don't want to get wrinkles? Don't age, just don't live long, right? I'll take the wrinkles. But let me jump in. Also, I do want to say that if you have a question, comment, feedback, observation, joke that you would like to make sure gets pinned, there is a speech bubble with a question mark in it, and you can pin comments, questions, jokes there, feedback. Let's see, we have one already. So, my practice is to try to field questions and comments as they come up, but also talk about the topic. So, let me jump over here. We have a question. This is really cool how this works, by the way. So Colleen S. writes, "Good morning, everyone. Good morning to everyone. Happy that I could join with this link. For 3.8, previous links were for 3.9. Sorry, my bad. And thank you for the clever person who emailed me just about 10 minutes ago and let me know that my link, I had set it up, was incorrect. You know, so I fixed it. I would I would fire my assistant, except that would mean I'd have to lay myself off. So thank you very much for that. I hope other people are able to realize that that was an oops on my part, and I make a lot of them. And Rebecca Ruggles, hello from California, and Kimberly Reed, good morning, Casey. Good morning, good morning. All right. Some of you may have heard, maybe you have experienced it, maybe you have been concerned about it. It you know, someone who needs to, wants to lose or needs to lose 15 pounds, that may not impact the skin at all. I was very large. I was round. One of my smart aleck brothers would say, "Casey, you need to get in shape." And I would say, "I am in shape. Round is a shape." But I had a lot of skin. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to do something I did last week, and I hope this doesn't distract. I'm going to try to share a couple of images. Let's let's just do this one. I want to show this one. It's just a snapshot of me. I didn't look at these for years and years and years. Over time, people have sent me, colleagues, friends have sent me photographs that I ended up in that I never wanted to see. But the thing was, Casey, I just want you to see how far you've come. Okay, so I hope you're seeing this. Um, that is me. I don't know the year. You can see I was big. And so when you take a hyperinflated beach ball and then you let all the air out of it, you got a kind of a wrinkly beach ball. That's kind of what I was. Let's see, there's another one. Here's one. I can hide that one and try to show this one. And I hope you guys are being able to see this. Let me know if you can or cannot. So yeah, skin. Now, I don't have the kind of hanging skin. I'm trying to hide behind taller and thinner people, so you only get a little bit of seeing me there, and you can see my husband's arm around me because he loved me even though, um, but I was big. So, again, deflating a beach ball, and I'm gonna okay, I am looking, looking, looking. Nope, that one came through too. So I had 3. Um, I do have wrinkles. For one thing, I'm I'm aged. This is me standing that you can't see her because I cropped her out, my then pregnant daughter, and she was much smaller than I, even though she was quite pregnant. So I have loose skin, but I don't have hanging skin. And I would have, if someone had said, okay, you're going to lose about 100 pounds, and I've said this before, then I think I would have started saving up for skin removal surgery. But I haven't had skin removal surgery. That might lob a few more pounds off, but I'm okay. I've had enough medically required surgeries in my life. I don't really want any more surgeries. And I am what I am. And maybe that's really what I want to make a point of saying. Given let's choose losing weight and improving our health and coming off of medications compared to not getting any wrinkles. Okay, I'll take the wrinkles. And for one thing, as we get older, we wrinkle. Skin is an organ. It ages. People who are trim as they can be. Look at Keith Morrison, will you? He's probably 4% body fat. And he just lets his face be what it is. Oh my. I'm a little bit of a I like Dateline and I like all of the journalists actually. They all have different approaches. Anyway, but hanging skin, now that's a different thing. Sometimes if you lose a large amount of weight, you can end up with what's called an apron and it's quite a bit of hanging skin. Sometimes that can be covered by insurance because it can be medically needed. If the skin is difficult to keep from getting irritated infections or whatever. My experience from people I have, I have come to know or heard about or talked with, because the ketogenic protocol, as opposed to say just a starvation diet or even bariatric surgery, when there's rapid weight loss, it's like the skin can't quite keep up. So you end up with a lot of hanging skin. There was an interesting thing that occurred when I was first moderating the Durham support group meetings in person with Dr. Eric Westman. And I would just get up there and help him, moderate the meetings. There was a person there who actually, and Dr. Westman is a physician at Duke, and this person worked at Duke as well as an esthetician, not a doctor, but an esthetician who would deal with patients who maybe were burn victims, recovering from, having a lot of surgical scars, bariatric surgery, to deal with the skin, and would help try to, marshal people through the healthiest skin possible. By the way, we asked her, what are your recommendations? And she said, no hot showers, a glycerin-based lotion, and I think she said dry brushing. Anyway, I'm there talking, and she had a question for me. And she said, how much weight have you lost? And I repeated. She said, have you had any skin removal surgery? I said, no. She said, I can usually tell from a half a mile someone who's lost that much weight, because you can just kind of tell. The reason she came to the meeting was because she was curious. She did not appear to have any health or weight issues herself. She had started seeing more and more patients come to see her who were Dr. Westman's patients, who had followed the low carb ketogenic diet, no starch, no sugar, it was called at the time. And they had lost weight, some people a lot, but the skin seemed different. My friend Amy Berger has a theory that all the saturated fat in the diet, which is not going to kill us, by the way, serum saturated fat and dietary saturated fat, there is not. So anyway, helps, the skin. That's my experience. And when someone, an esthetician from Duke, wanted to come because she wanted to hear about what's going on here, that people who are losing weight don't have the same skin results as people who've had bariatric surgery, where the weight loss maybe is more rapid, but maybe there's something more than that. Maybe it's not the speed with which one loses weight. But beyond that, if you're hearing my voice, you've been lucky enough to still be alive from last year and the year before, no matter how old you are. I've had many opportunities to die younger, some more dramatic than others. And I guess I could have died without a wrinkle or without any crepey skin. Someone actually asked me, aren't you, there was a good question that someone asked under one of my YouTube videos. Said the quality of the fat seems to be weird when losing weight on the ketogenic protocol. Sometimes the fat feels squishy or loose or jiggly. And this person was concerned that was going to translate into wrinkles. They shared that when they were heavier, their skin was nice and taut. Okay, again, beach ball, taut, deflated beach ball, not taut. But do you want to be a beach ball? I don't. Been there, done that. Let me see if anyone has got a question. Sunny, good morning from Chicagoland, writes Mother Hubbard. But below all of this, who are we trying to impress? I have wrinkles. I don't have a sophisticated skincare regimen. I wash my face, usually with Dove soap, because that's what we use. Sometimes I'll get some baking soda if I have a canister of it there in the shower and rub it, and it's like a face scrub. And then I'll slug on some Vaseline. But I have wrinkles. I have jowls. So, probably my biggest vanity pain point is my neck. And my husband has a cousin who is a very successful and talented cosmetic surgeon in Colombia. And I could probably get that procedure done pretty easily. Like I know I could. But again, I've had enough surgeries. And I am what I am and who I am. And I'm 66 years old. And I lost a boatload of weight. If you could see from those photographs I shared, I had the big, toad. I had the toad double chin. That was a lot of skin there. So I am having to come to grips because I would like to be more attractive. But again, who am I trying to impress? I've been married for 44 years. The dude knows what I look like. He knows what I looked like before. And there is a wag that will come around on my YouTube channel who thinks keto is very awful and dangerous. And he will often comment, keto is not good long term. Look at the keto people. They look so old and tired. Well, Clive, go on with your bad self. Go watch a Leeds football match and stop haunting my channel. If you think I look old and tired, okay. So I take no medications. My blood glucose, blood pressure, straight up awesome. I just went to the gastroenterologist for a follow-up because of my health history. I had, the colonoscopy done again. The gastroenterologist afterwards said, whatever you're eating, keep it up. What? So if I look older, it's because I'm older. My new hero is Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm going to botch the quote, but she quoted something along the lines of, because she was in a production, and she said, don't give me special lighting. No, don't give me, I don't want to be wearing girdles and strapped in and lots of spandex. And she literally let her gut hang out. She said, I'm sick of all this anti-aging. I'm pro-aging. Of course, she's Jamie Lee Curtis. But isn't that important? Are we sending the right message to young people, particularly young females, that you only have value as long as you are or look young? I know it's an evolutionary thing that, for, keeping the species going, and old men can make babies with young people. I don't think we need to worry about keeping the species going. Let's think about embracing who we are, when we are, where we are, and how we look, for goodness sake. Now, we want to be as healthy as we can be. I have not been diligent. I've been better, but not diligent about resistance training. But it's not to get, guns on my arms. It is to have a strong core so I can move around as long as possible under my own power. So let's be pro-aging, because the alternative, as Mark Twain said, ain't preferable. If you are finding that your skin is problematic for you, ask your doctor about it. If you have a lot of hanging skin, ask, and you want it removed, you have kind of an apron, or if it's really interfering with your life, see if there is a medically covered reason to have it removed, if you don't mind surgery. Keep in mind, for me, 97.4 pounds, 3 years. I've often quoted the story. Someone asked me, how long did it take to lose the 97.4 pounds? I said, 3 years. Person responded, well, that's not very fast. So I replied, how much weight have you lost in 3 years? So I lost 47 pounds the first year. So on average, less than a pound a week. And then 2 more years to lose the next 50. I haven't looked in a while, but I'm going to say probably of those 50, 35 maybe came in the second year and 15 came in the third year. So I lost, not slowly, gradually. And I was okay with that. So let's be ourselves. Let's be okay with ourselves for a minute. I know I spent years not being okay with myself. And many times I'm still not okay with myself. I work on it. It's a practice. Okay, I'm going to turn my attention to comments. Oh, first of all, we do have a question. I want to prioritize those. Rebecca Ruggles writes, Casey, can you talk about your resistance training on the Total Gym? Has it tightened the skin, or do you notice strength gains? Well, I don't think exercising will tighten skin. The appearance may be different because the underlying structure has changed. I have tended in the past, even when I was quite heavy, to lay on muscle fairly quickly. It's just my body chemistry. Not that I'm, pounding, was never, but resistance. I do like the Total Gym. I think it's a brilliant apparatus. Works on your body weight and gravity. By the way, that's another thing. Wrinkles, gravity's going to have its way. Let's just face it. The laws of gravity are immutable as long as you're on the face of the earth. So it makes the structure different. And, I can pull things in. So if I have a good, I've worked on my abs and I, pull those in, I'm still going to have a, layer of fat and I'm going to have a layer of crepey skin, but it might appear different and I will feel differently. So patrons know I have a private support group on Patreon. .com. You can find a link. It's everywhere. And patrons know that I talk a lot about my total gym. So my scheduled resistance routine is by muscle group. Mondays, legs. Tuesdays, chest and shoulder. Wednesdays, core, my least favorite. Thursdays, arms, biceps and triceps. And Fridays, back, which is my favorite. But if you don't have a piece of apparatus, walk. Do planks while you're listening to podcasts. Do sit-ups, push-ups. Do push-ups against a counter if that's the best you can do right now. Walk, walk, walk. Walking is some of the best. I'm sorry, I'm very distracted always by the wildlife that is right outside my door there. And it must be spring is in the air for some of the wildlife. They're chasing each other. Okay, comments. And thank you for the question, Rebecca. I am scrolling up to find these. Rebecca writes, better to focus on capabilities I've gained following keto than thinking about wrinkles. Okay, let me read it again. Better to focus on capabilities I've gained following keto than thinking about wrinkles. Sorry, I butchered your comment. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Kimberly Reed. This is what I love about you, Casey. You have a refreshing outlook on keto, health, and life. No nonsense, balanced and sane. Well, thank you. Rebecca writes, I stopped coloring my hair because, dang it, I earned those grays, right? So my hair is my hair. People are also very concerned about their hair. There's no reason being on a ketogenic protocol should make you lose hair. As a matter of fact, it's higher in protein. It's not a high protein diet, but any trauma or change can be reflected in more hair shedding. And sometimes nothing's happened. It's just telogen effluvium, and they're like these zones of shedding. And sometimes all the zones start shedding at the same time, and it feels like your hair is all falling out. It's like the eclipse. Everything lines up at the right time. But my hair is my hair color, and I always think that it's like blonde, right? And then several years ago, a British friend of mine, Tracy, I made some comment. She said, oh, I have to go get my roots done. She has blonde hair. I said, oh, why don't you just let it go like me? I don't have to get my blonde hair adjusted. She says, Casey, you are my friend and I love you, but your hair is white. So my hair's white. And I did. It's just the way it is. I'm all for aging gracefully, writes Judy Porterfield. Sardines! I spent years not being okay with myself, too. Waste of time. Waste of time. Waste of brain cells. Waste of energy and talent and entrepreneurship. One reason I started this Go Keto with Casey was because I realized how much I had absented myself from my own life. I was successful in my career, raised family, have a, most days successful marriage. Most days we don't want to punch each other in the face. But I had withdrawn. And then I felt so much better once I started feeling better. And I wanted to start contributing more to my own life. And I thought about we've been told, low fat, move more, eat less. Okay, that's one thing. But also being told, well, once you get to a certain age, if you haven't lost weight, you won't. Has anyone heard that? Women, have you heard it's almost impossible to lose weight after menopause? I started this at age 55. Okay? And there are people in this group right now who started at even older age. And I thought, think of all the creativity, volunteerism, entrepreneurship that we as a community have lost out on because people feel badly about themselves, have been told, well, it's too late, kid. You ain't no spring chicken. Too bad, so sad. And so, well, wow. I thought, if one person can feel better about themselves and re-enter their own life, I want to share that story. I'll be okay with that. I remember when I started my Go Keto with Casey YouTube channel, I told my husband, if I get 50 subscribers, I'll be blown away. I did get 50. And I'm grateful. Exactly. I think it's 45,000 now. Rebecca writes, exactly. Let's be okay with ourselves, not comparing to Photoshop models, right? That is one of the biggest hoaxes. I mean, honestly. Look at what we're being peddled. And younger people are opting for cosmetic procedures. 18-year-olds. And let's not be fooled into buying skin cream from a model who's 19. I didn't have any wrinkles when I was 19 either. I was cute as a bug. Judy Porterfield writes, amen to that, Rebecca. Colleen writes, happy National Women's Day, is it? Let's celebrate ourselves and each other every day. And there are gentlemen among us. And the men I've raised and who I love celebrate women as well. Oh, yes, happy National Women's Day to y'all. So let me see, where are we? What time is it? Oh, wow, I went through this very quickly. I do want to, you don't have to buy one thing to be 100% successful at this protocol, but I will sell you a sweatshirt or a green book. You don't have to buy kits. And I do have a support button at the bottom of the screen. Perhaps tacky, but I'm just trying to earn my keep, y'all. So that's just a little like a tip jar. And I have a private support group on Patreon. Some of the folks here are patrons, and I do weekday video snippets, morning snippets with topics suggested by patrons every weekday morning, even when I've been in travel status and all that stuff. So I really appreciate y'all being here. Sorry for the mistake about when this, like I said, I should get a better assistant because I'm my assistant. But thank you, and thank you for letting me know about that mistake. I appreciate it. And let me see, can I tell you anything else? If you missed the Amy and Casey show from Tuesday, you can still register for that and view it. We had a good time. It was a good discussion. So thanks, y'all. I appreciate you allowing me to be part of your day. Keep your carbs 20 grams or fewer, total, not net. If it's not on page 4, well, it will be a link below when I post this. Don't eat it. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Stop eating when you've had enough. And let's just try to be okay with ourselves for a minute. It's very refreshing. Thanks, y'all. I really do appreciate it.